What was your reaction when you heard on the news that the massive earthquake in Colombia? The world is shaking. I think there's over 200 people died. So many homes destroyed. What is it telling us? So I want to share with you some thoughts, but only after having said thank you to Hashem for everything. Whatever you want to thank Him for, there's always more. Some tzedakah is definitely de rigueur appropriate. Now the Baal Shem Tov tells us, as in the words of the Rambam, Ein mikro nikra, there is no accidents. Everything is by divine providence. And he tells us from everything we must take a lesson. From everything we must learn something. Learning in terms in our servitude to Hashem, in our relationship with God, in our strengthening our relationship. So what is there from earthquake? Now obviously our hearts go out to all the victims, to the families, those who are suffering. But not only our hearts should go out, we should actually recite a chapter of Tehillim for them. And if we can send some help, definitely we got to do so. There's organizations over there that are helpful. There's Chabad over there that is involved extensively in helping. So we have to do something. But in addition to that, what can we take from it? What lesson can we take from it? Maybe the world seems very stable sometimes. Our own world, we have our routines, our schedules, our businesses, our homes, our plans. And we become comfortable thinking that tomorrow will look exactly the day like today. We make plans for today, for tomorrow, next week, school, vacation, so on. And then suddenly, the earth underneath us shakes. So maybe this is there to remind us that the world we see is not necessarily as permanent as it appears. Or maybe those things that we expect them to be permanent are not to be permanent. And change can, will come, and maybe even very quickly, suddenly. Maybe he's reminding us not to be too comfortable with the way things are. And maybe he's also reminding us that we can affect the change. Now, I don't think we can do much about earthquakes, but in our personal life, we can affect a major earthquake, a major change in our lives. What kind of change? How about thinking of the imminent coming of Mashiach? And that certainly will be a change. Imagine a world, no hatred, no war, no jealousy, no suffering. Just listen to the news these days. War, jealousy, hatred, anti-Semitism, bigotry, and so on and so forth. Imagine a world where humanity recognizes Hashem and lives with peace and purpose, all of humanity. In fact, the prophet tells us in Yeshaya, the entire universe, the earth, will be filled with the knowledge of God as the waters cover the ocean. Now, when will this happen? We certainly hope it's happening now. And in fact, as the Chidah says, just the hope alone is reason enough for it to happen. But as the Rambam says, it takes one act to tip the scale. So we have to realize every mitzvah, every good deed, every smile we give to a stranger, every hello we say to someone, can actually tip the scale and change the entire universe. So when we hear about an earthquake, we should strengthen our foundation of our lives. Torah, tefillah, study of Torah, prayers, tzedakah, good deeds. By doing that, we're making it happen. Avas Yisrael, most powerful tool. So maybe the next great shaking we're going to hear is not going to be the earthquake. Maybe we're going to hear the shaking of the cemeteries. Imagine Trias Hamesim, all these deceased, will suddenly come out from all the cemeteries around the world. Wow, that would be some shaking. God, we're ready for it.